Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2, stage left. Check 1, 2, center. I'll go ahead and tape them to the mic.
Oh, okay. My notes.
Well, unless you guys,
don't touch the mic.
If right there works
That'll
for you.
work fine for me.
Okay, because
yeah.
a lot of times we put them on here and then we have issues.
Exactly. Yeah, my notes said.
Check 1, 2, stage right. Attention, ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats and clear the aisles for the procession of graduates. Attention, ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats and clear the aisles for the procession of graduates. Attention, ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats and clear the aisles for the procession of graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats and clear the aisles for procession of graduates.
Good morning. Time is marked with many transitions, be it from one season to the next or one phase of life to the next. Cultures the world over mark these transitions with ceremonies steeped in tradition while at the same time looking forward. Commencement, with its ancient regalia and pageantry, marks the conclusion of a period of study and the beginning of a new phase of life for the graduates. Today, we honor their past achievements and celebrate their bright futures. It's my great pleasure to present to you the University of Colorado Denver class of 2022. Before we begin, let us honor and acknowledge that the land we are on today are the traditional territories and ancestral homelands of the Cheyenne, Arapaho, and Ute nations. Let us acknowledge the painful story of genocide and forced removal from this territory and pay our respect to the diverse indigenous people still connected to this land. Let us also give thanks to all tribal nations and the ancestors of this place. Please stand for the national anthem and then remain standing for the invocation. The anthem will be performed by CU Denver's award-winning all-female a cappella group, LARC. Three of LARC's members are graduating today. They are Cheyenne Gonzalez, Emily McInerney, and Shantisha Bailey.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
This commencement day signifies both victories won and challenges ahead. Join me now in a moment of silent and grateful contemplation of this day's joys and of our hopes for each graduate's future. May they have the wisdom to seek change when it's needed and to conserve what's best. May they have courage when conditions are difficult and joy when times are prosperous. May they never lose the determination to succeed and to serve. Please be seated. At this time, I would like to welcome those of you who are joining us via the live web broadcast. We are happy to offer this opportunity, expanding the celebration to include our internet guests. All spoken information during the ceremony will be captioned and made available to follow along in real time from a personal mobile device. Please visit ucdenver.edu/gradcaption to access this service. And now let me take a few moments to focus on the details. This ceremony will last about 2.5 hours. As a courtesy to all, we make these requests. To all graduates, please show respect for your fellow students by staying for the duration of the ceremony. At the conclusion of the ceremony, graduates, please drop off your gown and your gown at the cube sculpture outside the PE Event Center. Cap and gown drop-off will open once the ceremony has concluded. Audience members, please do not come up the aisles to take pictures in front of the stage. We have professional photographers on hand to take individual pictures of each graduate. Please cooperate with security personnel who assure our safety. When our proceedings draw to a close, we ask that the audience remain seated until all graduates have exited. Please keep all of the aisles clear. Graduates, as you exit, please follow the directions given by your faculty marshals. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to present to you the Chancellor of the University of Colorado, Denver, Michelle Marks.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you, Marshal Darbeheshti. And good morning, everybody. Welcome to the CU Denver 2022 commencement. Yes. Today marks the day that many of you graduates and parents and family members and friends and supporters have dreamed about for years. It's truly a milestone day and a signal of the tremendous accomplishment and hard work that you all have completed. I know there are so many emotions that you must be feeling, from excitement and hope to maybe a little bit of anxiety. I remember because I sat where you sat. And I want to tell you that what you're feeling today and all of the emotions that you've endured up to this point is a signal of everything that is possible for your future. And we are all here today to celebrate you and your accomplishments and your future. I want to welcome the members to our platform party, including the Regents of the University of Colorado and the President of the University of Colorado, Todd Solomon, and representatives from the CU System Office of the President and CU Denver senior administrators and academic deans. And I'd also like to extend a warm welcome to Denver Councilwoman Jamie Torres. The members of the commencement delegation are listed on page 1 of your program, and you're going to get to meet some of them later today in the ceremony. I'm also pleased to acknowledge our 2021 and 2022 CU Regent Award honorees. These Regent Awards recognize outstanding achievements and truly extraordinary contributions to the University of Colorado, to our state, to our nation, and to our world. Our honorary degree recipients are Lauren Castile, Don Johnson, Tenzing Rigdal. Our Distinguished Service Award recipients are Wayne Cassio and Rebecca Cantor. And our University Medal recipients are Rick Gardner, Thomas Knoll, and Lola and Rob Salazar. The awardee citations, which include their bios and their incredible accomplishments, are in your program. Please join me in congratulating these remarkable honorees. And now I want to recognize our faculty. Would all of our faculty members please rise and remain standing for just a moment? Yes. They deserve this. To all of our faculty, thank you for your superb teaching, your creative scholarship, and your dedication to our incredible students and their success. You may be seated. So, graduates, you have all succeeded in one of the most challenging times in recent memory. You've overcome a global pandemic, but you've also joined our campus in a time of incredible growth and promise. And I know that it's been a journey for each and every one of you. And we're so excited to celebrate you. More than 2,200 of you today who are graduating. Our graduates come from 36 states as well as 21 nations around the world. And they range in age, and this is hard to believe, by 60 years. They represent leaders in our community, change makers across Colorado and the entire world, and trailblazers in their own communities. And graduates, you will become our teachers and our engineers, our entrepreneurs, our architects, our artists, our therapists, our healthcare workers, our social workers, yes, our mayors, and so much more. And our future is going to be determined by the passion and the purpose within each one of you. And I know from meeting so many of you and from everything I've read about your different accomplishments that our future is very bright. So here's a part where I'd like you to participate. I want to hear you cheer if you are the first generation in your family to complete a college degree. Today marks an incredible milestone for not only these graduates, but families, for all of you and communities. A huge congratulations for taking this historic step. And how many of you have balanced your school with a job, working your way through college or graduate school? Cheer if that, yes. Absolutely incredible. And let me hear you cheer if you're a veteran or in the military now or a graduate of the Army ROTC program. These are graduates who volunteered to serve our country and protect our freedom, knowing that they could be putting themselves in harm's way. And we owe you and your families a huge debt of gratitude. Thank you. And now, hold your applause for just a moment, but I want to acknowledge those of you who could not have succeeded in your studies without the help and encouragement and commitment of parents, your kids, your grandparents, your siblings, your friends, aunts, uncles, friends, supporters. I know so many of them are here today cheering on. So I want to, graduates, I'd like us to give your families, whether they're here today or beaming in virtually or thinking of you from somewhere else in the world, a huge round of applause. Your friends and your family and your loved ones are the people who are showing up for you day in and day out, even when you don't even realize that you need it. And few of us would ever reach these types of achievements that we celebrate today without this incredible support group. Thank you, families and friends. So in the world of higher education, the word commencement, of course, means graduation. And at most of the commencements that I've attended over the years, that you hear people saying things like this: your academic journey is now complete, or now your time here is done, or our university is grateful to have you. And of course, all of these sentiments are completely true. But why do we spend so much time talking about this moment, this phenomenal, life-changing moment, as an ending? The root of the word commencement is commence, which means the beginning of something. So how does a word that means beginning signify graduation? Because that's exactly what this is today, your graduation. This commencement is the beginning. It's the beginning of your future. It's a degree that's going to open doors for you, and it's the start of the next phase of your career and your life, and it's the start of more possibilities and more opportunities that are afforded to you because of the knowledge and skills that you've gained and the experiences that have helped you grow. And as you embark upon this new beginning, I want to tell you what I see standing here, looking out at the 2,200 of you graduates today. I see that you all have a common link to this place, to CU Denver. It's a common link to this rich, to this multicultural, multi-generational experience that is the defining aspect of a CU Denver education. And it is one that we are literally painting on our campus. If I'm sure that a lot of you have seen the murals, our new murals on campus. If you haven't seen them, one of them is visible just behind you. And I encourage you to take a look. I know that we're all excited to hear from today's commencement speaker, the fabulous Detour, the artist who is behind these murals in just a bit. And Detour connects with CU Denver in multiple ways. We're his alma mater. He got his bachelor's here and then came back for his master's. And he's now painting for us. And what I love about these murals is that they exemplify the diversity, the reach, the success of our alumni, who are all doing amazing things for our communities. And it also brings the diverse impact of our alumni back to its beginning, which is here on campus, in our classrooms, in our labs, working with our faculty in studios, graduates, the places that you have sat on this quad, the Tivoli, the Student Union behind me, on Larimer Square, throughout Denver, which is the city we call home. So graduates, everything that you have achieved throughout your education has strengthened this university and made this university come alive. And you will continue to go on to define who you are and also who we are as CU Denver by the impact that you make. We at CU Denver believe that a university shouldn't just be here for a few years of your life, but for the entirety of it. And we want to be here to provide you for an education that serves all stages of your life and your career, for all the beginnings that you're going to have. We call this new model of higher education the University for Life model. And that's what CU Denver is committed to being, a university for life. For your life and for everyone's life, from 17 to 117 years old. So today, as you join 110,000 CU Denver alumni who are shaping the social, the economical, and the political landscape of our world, remember the difference you make begins today. And please continue to engage with CU Denver, your university for life. Congratulations again. We can't wait to see how far you go. And now, please join me in an enthusiastic welcome for the University of Colorado's president, Todd Salomon.
Well, hello, CU Denver graduates. You all look really wonderful right now. And all your families sitting around you, it's just an amazing sight. So you have done amazing things to reach this moment. And this is just the beginning. So 32 years ago, I was right where you are now, about ready to receive my CU degree and wondering what comes next. I never dreamed I'd be speaking to you today as president of our alma mater. I'm incredibly honored to help lead CU as its 24th president. So my trajectory is a direct result of CU, and yes, really hard work. When people asked me back then what I wanted to do with my life, my answer was simple. I wanted to make the world a better place. That's still my answer today. So each of you will formulate your own answer and forge your own path to finding, pursuing, and achieving your goals. You hold the reins now. There's a great world waiting for you, and you're ready for it. While the unknown can be daunting, it can also be truly spectacular. As you make your way in the world, remember that CU is there for you. The network of incredible people and the knowledge, skills, and experience you gained during your time here are all forever part of you and will help you get you to where you want to go. So speaking of help, earning a college degree is usually a team sport. So take time today to thank those who helped you along the way on your educational journey. So by now you know that today's world, and you all very much know this, is constantly changing, which requires us all to constantly adapt. As you navigate this, here are a few things to keep in mind. Formulate your own opinions. Critical thinking is the foundation of your education. You don't need others to tell you what to think. You know how to think for yourselves. Embrace hard work. Your work ethic will take you further in your lives and careers than anything else. Create space in your lives and in the world for those who don't think or look like you. Different experiences, beliefs, skills, and knowledge are incredibly valuable to all of us. And so please, please, please accept imperfection. You can strive for good to be good and maybe even great, but you'll never be perfect. Embrace this spirit. and celebrate your imperfections. They're what make you human. In the days, months, and years ahead, you'll be tested and challenged. While many of us are still trying to make the world a better place, there's a lot of work to do, as we all know. But today is a day of celebration. This is your day. Savor this moment. Acknowledge what you've achieved and who you've become. I celebrate your commitment to yourselves and your journey from CU students to CU alumni. My education, my CU education, has served me well, and I know yours will too. I can't wait to see the things that you all accomplish. Congratulations to you, and congratulations as CU Links. Congratulations, graduates.
Thank you, President Solomon. It's now my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker for today. Internationally renowned artist and two-time CU Denver alumnus, Thomas Evans, also known as Detour. Detour is an all-around creative specializing in large-scale public art, interactive visuals, and portraiture. His focus is to create work where art and innovation meet. With his ever-evolving approach to art, Detour is expanding customary views of creativity and challenging fine art paradigms by mixing traditional mediums with new approaches. As Chancellor Marks mentioned, CU Denver is so excited to partner with Detour to create our university's very first campus-wide art installation. The 2 murals and 3 large canvas pieces each feature a different CU Denver alum to celebrate our campus and symbolize our people's presence in communities across Colorado. We are honored to work with Detour on such a transformative project, and we are grateful he's here with us today to share his insights and experiences. Please join me in welcoming our distinguished speaker, Detour.
First, want to start off by thanking Chancellor Marks and the CU Denver system for giving me the honor of speaking with you guys today. I'm not a public speaker, so forgive me if I, stutter or chop up a little bit. I think I'm the first artist commencement speaker. Is that right? If it's not true, I'm going to make it true. Okay. But I was nervous to be here today. Not because of the amount of people. I think we have like around 10,000 people here today, families and students graduating, but I feel old coming back to campus again. I see new buildings, and I feel like I'm out of place a little bit, but the campus gods came down and reminded me that I was a student here by giving me a parking ticket. So, so I was like, okay, Tivoli, okay, heck. So I feel like I never left. So I guess I want to start off by congratulating you all on accomplishing what is accomplished by very few in the world, and that is obtaining a college degree. I was sitting where you are sitting right now, decades ago, or more than a decade ago, graduating with my bachelor's and then my master's. So I know the feeling of investing years of my life, money, resources for an education. And we all come here from different paths. I think they said 2,200 people graduating from around 21 different nations. So that's amazing right there. First generation, second generation, those on scholarship, those that worked every day to pay for school. I worked in the Tivoli in the student life office for 4 years just to pay for my MBA. So regardless of your path to get here, you are here, and we want to celebrate you today. Now, it's time to figure out how to make an impact in the world. See, the degree that you're getting is only a tool amongst many other tools that you will acquire along your journey to create meaningful impact. When I graduated, I didn't know how to do that. So I was sitting where you guys are sitting right now, and I didn't know how to do that. And I got my degree, and I thought I wanted to do advertising. So I went into advertising, and hated it from the start. The company I was with, our biggest client, was the Wyoming Department of Transportation. Yes. In my speech, I have to pause for all the oohs and the ahs from the audience, so I'm waiting for that. Ooh, ah, yes. So my job for that client was to do stock photo research. I became an expert at finding pictures of random people with big hats riding horses. So no brainer, I ended up quitting soon after. I then attempted to join the Navy. My dad's a West Point grad, I'm a military brat. I moved every 3 to 5 years, so I lived on military bases all my life, so I was like, that may be an option. But that was a failed attempt because I tore ligaments in my knee, my LCL, in my knee during the application process and ended up on crutches. So that was out, and then I'm at home trying to figure out what's next. The whole time, I was doing the advertising agency stint and then trying to join the military, and while I was going to school here, I was making artwork on the side, in my kitchen, in my basement, because that is what brought me joy. It wasn't until I ran across a nonprofit that brought me halfway across the world to Tanzania that my life changed. While I was there, I spent most of my time volunteering, learning Swahili, teaching entrepreneurship, coaching basketball, and most importantly, using artwork to connect with communities. I was the happiest I ever been, mainly because I was learning something new every day, and I was using artwork to create cultural bridges between communities and myself. And after about 7 months, I returned to Denver, and then I decided to be a full-time artist. And this is one thing I want to have to say, is that just because you get your degree in one area doesn't mean you can't use that degree to pursue your passion in another, especially this day and age. I have my MBA, but I use it every day to support my art. I use it every day to build a foundation for my art career. So I've been an artist for the past 8 years. I've had many shows. I curated for Red Bull. I was a resident artist in France, in Argentina, in Canada. I displayed artwork in China. I painted Jay-Z and David Letterman for Netflix. My artwork is featured on Oprah's Best Things list, which is really amazing. And people see my artwork on Instagram. And then they're like, I want to fly you out to paint this giant wall in a place that I didn't even know existed. So technically, I think I'm an Instagram model right now. Our school recently hired me to paint a couple of murals of some of our fellow alumni on the first-year dorms that was just built right here and on the student commons. So if some of you can actually turn around and actually see the mural that I painted on there of an amazing alumni, Danielle Schutz. So if you can't see it, that means you're just not in VIP seating right now, so you have to wait till afterwards. But I love painting everyday people bigger than life because their stories are bigger than life. And when I was painting it, a lot of you saw me painting it and was probably saying, that's a lot of hard work. There's 2 big murals. That's a lot of hard work. And it is. I'm 70 feet in the air, being blasted by wind and some rain, drizzle, while I'm trying to paint a face. And I'm not afraid of heights, but let me tell you, my butt cheeks were clenched every second I was in the air, 70 feet in the air, trying to paint a face. But I love it. But the thing is, I love it. I would love it. I loved every minute of it. I want to tell you a secret. If they asked me to do that mural, if they asked me to do that mural for free, I would have done it for free. I mean, you can't get your money back. I already cashed a check. But that is how much I love painting. I get to meet celebrities all the time, and not on a fan to celebrity dynamic, but on a you're living your passion, I'm living my passion. We respect each other's craft dynamic, and that is totally type of different interaction that you get. I remember meeting Nikola Jokic from the Denver Nuggets over here, 2-time MVP. Woohoo! I remember meeting Giannis Antetokounmpo from the Milwaukee Bucks as well. This was during NBA All-Star Week in New Orleans a couple years ago. Mountain Dew flew me out, like an Instagram model again. And I didn't realize, like when you watch these players on TV, they kind of look small because everyone's like an inch on TV. But when I met them, they shook my hand and my wrist and forearm and elbow at the same time. I didn't know how big human beings can get. They are huge. But here's the thing, stuff like this does not happen if I didn't step out on faith to find my purpose. So when life is pushing you to the left, sometimes it's okay to follow your heart and go right, like I did. Now, let me leave you with some advice to help me navigate post-graduation. I heard a woo over there. Is that what you want? The advice? Okay, I'm going to give you some advice. The first piece of advice is relationships are everything. I never received an opportunity that didn't start from some relationship or some connection. So 6 degrees of separation is a real thing. The people you are sitting beside, to your left, to your right, front and back of you, are the same people you will rely on later down in life for opportunities. So getting ahead in life sometimes is about not only what you know and who you know, but also who knows you. So get out there, build genuine relationships, and a great place to start is with your fellow alumni. I want to take a side note. I just met my friend again, Jack Kroll. We went to school together here 10 years ago, right? 10 years ago, and we ran across each other right now. So this is going to be something where it's kind of like an opportunity is going to arise from that. So like I said, relationships are everything, so build them. The second piece of advice is be curious and ask questions about everything. Because no one is going to learn for you. Many times we're not curious or vocal because we think we know the answer. We assume. But remember this, assumptions are like dirty windows. We have to clean them off every now and again to see what's really on the other side. So be curious and ask questions, and you'll be surprised sometimes about the answer. The third piece of advice is get started. Whatever you want to do in life, just get started. Even if it's putting in 15 minutes a day towards your goal each day. If you do that for a year, you have accumulated 90 hours of work you put towards your passion. There's never going to be a perfect time for you to start anything that is difficult and requires a lot of hard work. So just get started. And this leads me to a piece of advice why I'm here right now, and that is say yes and figure it out. When I did the murals, they asked me to do the commencement speech. I was like, I tried to figure out any excuse to get out of it, but I could not. And then I was like, you know what, let me follow my advice and say yes and figure this out, because I've never done anything like this before. We psych ourselves out of opportunity because we believe we don't have the skills or qualifications to do it. Fear starts to creep in, right? We assume everyone in those positions are qualified and competent, but in fact, many of them are just as clueless as us. I mean, have you ran across someone and you're like, how did they get that job? Like how, right? I take on projects outside my comfort zone all the time. I recently applied for a public sculpture art project through the city. The budget was in about $500,000. Mind you, I never did a sculpture project before, never in my life. I figured it out. I figured out how to put together an amazing artist team to apply. And then I figured out how to put together an amazing presentation for the judges selecting the artist. And then guess what? I won the project. They're giving me, yes, thank you. They're giving me $500,000 to make art. I mean, I'm going to make it rain a little bit, but they're giving me $500,000 to make art, to come here, to go to business school, and then say, you know, I just want to do art. To end up in this position where they're giving me that amount just to say, we want you to create art, is amazing. So like I said yes to a project above my weight class, and now I'm figuring it out as I go along. And that is how I stretch my capabilities. And I'll make mistakes along the way. That's life. See, I'm not going to fault myself for aiming high and missing every now and again. You know, that just happens. But I am going to fault myself for aiming low and hitting every time, because that means I'm staying safe. I'm not stretching myself. So say yes and figure it out. And lastly, and this one I feel like one of your parents right now, is no excuses. So no excuses. Excuses are the tools of the incompetent to build monuments of nothingness. There are things that you don't have control over, like the weather. We don't have control over that. But there are a lot of things in life that we do have control over. For example, our time. Our time is important. We say time is money, but how are you spending it? Are you spending it watching Netflix, the new season of Ozark, which is actually pretty good? Are you going to the club? Or are you spending your time to improve your craft 15 minutes a day, every day? See, after today, when you're on your journey to find your purpose, there's no one responsible for holding your hand. Not your parents. They can support you, but they're not responsible for holding your hands. Your professors aren't going to call you to see if you got to work on time. So you have to be accountable for your everyday decisions. When you know that, you realize your dreams and aspirations are totally attainable through hard work, dedication, and focus. Graduates of 2022, I want to leave you by saying this. When you're living your passion, every day is a blessing for not only you, but the world around you, because you're giving the world the best version of yourself. So follow your heart, rely on your instincts, and lean on your education, because there's nothing in this world that can stop you. Class of 2022, congratulations.
Thank you. Now it's time for our main event, the conferring of degrees. We will do this in 3 groups. First, doctoral awards and educational specialists, followed by master's degrees, and finally, baccalaureate degrees. The order of exercise is listed in the ceremony program, which is available to download on the Commencement website. As the doctoral candidates are named, they will be hooded by their faculty advisors. The appropriate academic deans will congratulate their new graduates, and Chancellor Marks and President Solomon will award the diplomas. The names of all candidates will be read by Laura Argus and Jennifer Grieving. Audience, please hold your applause until all of the diplomas have been presented. Chancellor Marks, upon the recommendation of the faculties of the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, the School of Public Affairs, the School of Education and Human Development, the Business School, the College of Engineering, Design and Computing, and the Graduate School, Dean Pamela Jansma, Paul Teskey, Scott Dawson, Scott Bauer, Barbara Seidel, Martin Dunn, and on behalf of Dean Engelke, Senior Associate Dean Inga Weffes. Present to you the candidates for Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Psychology, Doctor of Education, and Educational Specialists.
From the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, receiving the degree Doctor of Philosophy, David Bertolidis.
From the Business School, receiving the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Nancy Shu Ning.
From the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, receiving the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Margaret Tanner.
From the College of Engineering, Design and Computing, receiving the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Hakar Agaz.
From the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, receiving the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Keegan Walker.
From the School of Public Affairs, receiving the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Daniel Costi.
From the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, receiving the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Rubina Tatavosian.
From the School of Public Affairs, receiving the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Jong-in Yu.
From the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, receiving the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Andrew Andrade.
From the School of Public Affairs, receiving the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Kristen Wegner.
From the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, receiving the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Amy Freres.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Education, Asia Lyons.
From the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, receiving the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Christiane Bigain.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Danielle Walker.
From the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, receiving the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Melanie Tran.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Dane Stickney.
From the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, receiving the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Eric Culver.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Remy Rummel.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Education, Gabriel Castaño.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Mohammed Al-Bishri.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Education, Jennifer Sobonay.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Peter Newlove.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Education, Julia Fitzer.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Education, Nicole Kozai.
Receiving the degree Doctor of Education from the School of Education and Human Development, Heather Cunningham.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Psychology, Sarah Edwards.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Education, Matthew Flores.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Psychology, Jamie Higa.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Education, Amy Spicer.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Psychology, Stephanie Limburger.
And from the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Education, Ashley Gerke.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Psychology, Rachel Roberson.
Receiving the degree Doctor of Education from the School of Education and Human Development, Aaron Kimmel.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Psychology, Lindsay Adams.
And from the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Education, Katrina Litsu.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Psychology, Kayla Kempf.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Education, Molly Russell.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Psychology, Renee Stigler.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Education, Brian DeLevy.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Psychology, Tori Verley.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Education, Nicole Villa.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Psychology, Kyle Bacon.
Receiving the degree Doctor of Education from the School of Education and Human Development, Nicole Brady.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Psychology, Tiffany Carlson.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Education, Ryan Clark.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Psychology, Michael Chevrier.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Education, Lisa Costa.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Psychology, Elizabeth Kaplan.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Education, Kara Kustelnock.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Psychology, Jessica Pfeiffer.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Education, Kirsten Van Arsdale.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Psychology, Courtney Russell.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Education, Deborah Van Roy.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Psychology, Andrew Russell.
Receiving the degree Doctor of Education from the School of Education and Human Development, Lynette Bates.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Psychology, Ann Barrett.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Education, Janelle Oberlander-Hefs.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Psychology, Megan O'Brien.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Education, Abenicio Rayal.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Psychology, Leslie Shelton.
Receiving the degree Doctor of Education from the School of Education and Human Development, Jill Taylor.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Psychology, Rebecca McVeigh.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Education, Catherine Wilson.
From the College of Architecture and Planning, receiving the degree Doctor of Philosophy, Gretel Follingstad.
From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Education, Michelle Chambers. From the School of Education and Human Development, receiving the degree Doctor of Education, Mackenzie Kahn.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the University of Colorado, Denver, and by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon these candidates the designated degree Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Psychology, Doctor of Education and Educational Specialist with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereof. I welcome you into the community of scholars. Congratulations. Marshal Darbaheshti, will you now present the candidates for master's degrees?
Joseph, Director.
Megan Cosgrove.
Thank you, Chancellor Marks. Now, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, Dean Pamela Jansma presents candidates for Master of Arts, Master of Humanities, Master of Integrated Sciences, Master of Science, and Master of Social Science. The candidates for master's degrees from the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, please come forward.
Morena Martinez.
Allison Reedmore.
Susie Niazi.
Sophia Sheets.
Brittany Finley.
Julia Deyanova.
Catherine Allen.
Camden Roach.
Chandler Stark.
Michael Hernandez.
Samantha Murphy.
Kayla Ladke.
Desiree Solis.
Jaden Costa.
Drew Horton.
Jessica House.
Dylan Aziz.
Natalie Waddington.
Nicholas Centinello.
Kevin Johnson.
Elizabeth Evans.
Max McGrath.
Daniela Garcia Tascon.
William Scholstad.
James Delacosta.
Dimitri Lee Natali.
Noah Hoffman.
Jacobo Guevara Mendoza.
Sarah Louie.
Aralambos Andrianakos.
Alexis Benedes.
Zachariah Gavani.
Jillian Tittle.
Amanda Shuraby.
Sierra Knodel.
Giovanna Kirkling.
Joseph Merrill.
Megan Chandler. Brenna Shuttleworth. Catherine Joyce. Steve Geisbert.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Architecture and Planning, Dean Nan Allen presents the candidates for Master of Architecture, Master of Urban Design, Master of Landscape Architecture, Master of Urban and Regional Planning, and Master of Science in Historic Preservation. Candidates for master's degrees from the College of Architecture and Planning, please come forward.
Abigail Vitava.
Jasmine Denard.
Elizabeth Levick.
Jordan Waters.
Brittany Thompson.
Matthew Boselli.
Joseph Rutledge.
Trevor Thomas.
Joanna Ruffino.
Andrea Arias.
Nicholas Michaela.
Julia Sullivan.
Madeline Fox.
Xiomara Amaro.
Marta Jost.
Dasol Kwan.
Calliope Mott.
Sean McElhenney.
Ariel Beckstrom.
Luis Gutierrez.
Leighton Jenkins.
Bo Lee.
Heather Cusick.
Sadie Thurston.
Aspen Harris.
Ty Garner Campbell.
Jesse Sheets.
Colin D'Amelio.
Elizabeth Barrier.
Brian Ott.
Matthew Carney.
Lucas Wiley.
Stephanie Rogers.
Richard McSwain.
Justin Trammell.
Olivia Collier.
Ella Krebs.
Frederick Glick.
Michael Johnson.
Eric Broughton.
Malik Ray.
Eric DiNardo.
Isabella James.
Sarah Colas.
Craig Riley.
Lauren Kelly.
Madeline Stackhouse.
Claire Bullock.
Clarissa Liao.
Charlotte Francisco.
Mikhail Kamener.
Sylvia Pasquarello.
Sarah Knoble.
Aletha Spang.
Blake Van Jacobs.
Peter Marsden.
Laura Culleton.
Alexander Bullock.
George Gromke.
Taylor Spear.
Daniel Olken.
Yusen Jong.
Alex Majetsky.
Megan Sun.
Reese Shaw.
Jonathan Johnson.
Lillian Bell.
Stuart Hayden.
Reynaldo Hernandez.
Hung Ha.
Jamal Akachisik. Tiffany Tran.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the School of Public Affairs, Dean Paul Teskey presents to you the candidates for Master of Criminal Justice and Master of Public Administration. Candidates for master's degrees from the School of Public Affairs, please come forward.
Jose Lopez Nava.
Yasmin Castillo.
Itzel Gonzalez Alcantara.
Dina Duwake.
Miriam Luna Gonzalez.
Hyung Young Khan.
Bobby Tech.
Ho Kyung Jung.
Steve King.
Yoon Jung Lee.
Chinu Jiang.
Hai Kyung Kim.
Ryan Shepard.
Dong Sun Kim.
Mario Anderson Jr.
Stephanie Kavnar.
Grace Amundsen Barnko.
Nick Kaiser.
Ayush Upreti.
Victoria Beresford.
Yesenia Delgado.
Jessamine Anderson.
Aubrey Hasvold.
Savannah Vega.
Mark Ostrander.
Daniel Pichardo.
Andre Subek.
Robert Griffiths.
Ridha Julia.
Braden Wirt. Eric Thompson. Danielle Edwards. Madison Davis. Daniela Gadro. And Mary Panier.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the School of Education and Human Development, co-interim deans Scott Bauer and Barbara Seidel present to you the candidates for Master of Arts and Master of Science in Education. Candidates for master's degrees from the School of Education and Human Development, please come forward.
Lorian Harker.
Heather Newell Oglesby.
Shayna Eilers.
Renee Struck.
Jacqueline Ullman.
Jasmine Bieland.
Catherine Matthews.
Jennifer Hockmiller.
Kristen Fukumoto.
Laura Pereira.
Kalia Lisa Lowe.
Belén Torrero Rio Negro.
Austin Banks.
Holly Montemayor.
Josephine Thibodeau.
Jacqueline Adley.
Holly Gary.
Tiffany Hampton.
Deanna Casillas.
Stacy Weigand.
Saba Muhammad Ali.
Misha Ibrahim.
Ariana Shami.
Maria Teresa Henley.
Margaret Hogan.
Jocelyn Garcia Moreno.
Yolanda Hernandez Noriega.
Monica Grimm.
Zaida Del Ono.
Gabriel Gar.
Naceli Diaz.
Adam Kercheval.
Syra Galindo Vasquez.
Christian Pascual.
Sarah Siana Chacoin.
Alexis Gerzik.
Sherry Mitchell.
Michaela Davis.
Hilda Taharan.
Crystal Fox.
Jessica Yeomans.
Tori Beckwar.
Caitlin Campbell.
Henok Tekie.
Brian Smith.
Mary Hoftieser.
Isel Dominic Bermho Rabenes.
Elizabeth Kokenauer.
Jessica McCurley.
Courtney Bradley.
Eileen Hernandez.
Michelle Sullivan.
Catarina Rivera.
Claudia Kwaku.
Jeffrey Bayard.
Reagan Quattlebaum.
Mark Kroll.
Mallory Montgomery.
Chris Kreidner.
Laura Brinkman.
Antonio Castaneda Quintanilla.
Lisa Schoenstein.
Kelly O'Connell.
Sakina Mohammed Ali.
Julia Karina Miranda.
Lydia Sawyer.
Brianna Hodges.
Wad Al-Alam Tharadi.
Teresa Randolph.
Desmond McMurphy.
Brooke Palmerston.
Elizabeth Dowdell.
Sarah Roth.
Sarah Hollis.
Susan Thayer.
Julie Dowd.
Rosa Ortiz.
Laura Gallardo.
Zena Genduli. Carrie.
Mariam Sharifi.
Carrie Brewer.
Denali Wiyanake.
Ashley Spencer.
Sarah McManus Christie.
Ashley Calderon Hanna.
Patricia Furman.
Keely Graves.
Amanda Birdsong.
Stephanie Rodderkiss.
Ashley Brown.
Madeline Frazier.
Ton Wynn.
Michael Andrew Mendoza.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the business school, Dean Scott Dawson presents to you the candidates for Master of Business Administration and Master of Science. Candidates for master's degrees from the business school, please come forward.
Victoria Jenrich.
Aspen Fabrizio.
Katrina Gehring.
Ashley Natasingh.
Sani Sulani.
Rupa Patil.
Cindy Lee.
Lauren Marquis.
Julia Nigivaiska.
Jonathan Muntean.
Sarah Babish.
Grace Na.
Catherine Christensen.
Brandon Aboud.
Heather Clough.
Michael Plude.
Guillermo Garcia Arona.
Robert Lopez.
Niharika Montana.
Faisal Jora.
Spandana Naharai.
Huda Hussein.
Elizabeth Kemi.
Aman Singh.
Elizabeth Ray.
Ang Sherpa.
Riley Hunter.
Jamie Fiore.
Haneen Alkinani.
Giselle Luevanos.
Ger Jamie Nguyen.
Cameron Reef.
Wad Al-Shamari.
Jason Padilla.
Pushpa Shomya Naran.
Prasid Gopal.
Evelina Vlodarski.
Whitney Thomas. Hang on.
Rachel Wagmeister.
Zachary Rowley.
Clark Reed.
Sheena Gopinath.
Sean Berry.
Anshul Sharma.
Juan Gomez Jr.
Kim Fung T. Lee.
James Revore.
Gantuya Yanjinsuren.
Kelsey Barlow.
Alba Gonzalez Rodriguez.
Whitney Frazier.
Zaira Mendoza.
Tajinder Paul.
Isamar Villarreal.
Deepak Kulkarni.
Roberto Ávila.
Tracy Nguyen.
Anastasia Bukitiar.
Hamush Benarbia.
Andrew Horn.
Darek Giuliani.
Lucy Lee.
Jake Shipe.
Natalie Cadena.
Chelsea White.
Alicia Pickell.
Shelby Wellbaum.
Matthew Van Voorhees.
Lindsay Vendenia.
Pratyush Gadre.
Allison Satterfield.
Megan LaCharity.
Thomas Jaje.
Rupam Sigal.
Jessica Godo.
Nilima Kumar.
Joseph Hareshi.
Vinaya Mithari.
Sydney White.
Ankita Sahai.
Jeffrey Stickelman.
Vaishnavi Yaluri.
Jessica Sanchez.
Sarah Mulcahy.
Roy Kurtz.
John DeVerne.
Aaron Slifer.
Jordan Eloriaga.
Rodelia O'Shaughnessy.
Elena Hilliard.
Brigitte Thompson.
Victoria Chavez.
Paul Karp.
Kyle Sullivan.
Nicholas Cavara.
Andrew Apple.
Destiny Monique Clara.
Matthew Talviti.
Hannah Crumreich.
Jia Wu.
Corey Stansbury.
Matthew Valdez.
Rebecca Norman.
Michael Wrigley. Gabriela Rivera. And Medina Gizambayeva.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Arts and Media, Dean Lawrence Captain presents the candidates for Master of Science. Will the candidates for a master's degree from the College of Arts and Media please come forward?
Caitlin Eccles. Gregory Savage. And Stephen Wells.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Engineering, Design, and Computing, Dean Martin Dunn presents to you the candidates for Master of Engineering and Master of Science. Candidates for master's degrees from the College of Engineering, Design, and Computing, please come forward.
Hemant Raghuraman.
Lexi Noel Kimes.
Arun Sundara Raj.
Trevor Young.
Vutoan Tran.
Andrew Milanes.
Vu Lee.
Ryan Mansfield.
Amran Hagig.
Patrick Bales Parks.
Stephen Klewitter.
Dia Fida.
Ryan Preston.
El Hayil Puplampu.
Michael Nieves.
Andrew Porcelli.
Brandon Persine.
Jake Tinsley.
Faraz Alfarisi.
David Russell.
Dana Thornton.
Hamza Kokar.
Narina Salahajik.
Nandita Chitrala.
John Pace.
Siraj Payab.
David Gedney will be presented his diploma by his father, Dr. Stephen Gedney, professor and chair in the College of Engineering, Design, and Computing.
Dinesh Kopuri.
Debashish Haldiv.
Eswar Rausrika Kuglapu.
Vedanti Rudrawar. Stuti Adash. Kumar Kartik Gosa. Okay.
There's enough.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the University of Colorado, Denver, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon each of these candidates the master's degrees specified, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereof. Congratulations. Marshal Darbaheshti, let us proceed to the candidates for baccalaureate degrees.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, Dean Pamela Jansma presents to you candidates for Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science. Candidates for the baccalaureate degrees from the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, please come forward.
Jesse Hayes Morrison was a non-traditional student who realized his potential for higher education in his 30s. He was working toward his bachelor's degree in biology. Jesse, who passed away in August after a battle with cancer, maintained a 4.0 grade point average at CU Denver and was committed to pursuing a future doctoral degree in genetic and biological disease. We hereby award this degree, Bachelor of Science, posthumously to Jesse Hayes Morrison. His diploma will be accepted by his sisters, Erin and Emily. Elisa Frisbee.
Lindsay Wagoner.
Alexandra Ramirez.
Najma Hassan.
Alexis Lopez.
Daniel Lim.
Naomi Lapointe.
Stefanit Beyene.
Alicia Smith.
Dustin Chang.
Jaden Ahmed.
Eve Jensen.
Shauna Ciola.
Jatsala Dakal.
Haley B. Dennis.
Mariah Witkowski.
Callie Henney.
Megan Min Cho Kong.
Ahmad Twage.
Inaliel Luis Hernandez.
Daniel Casillas.
Siley Benachek.
Faiza Khan.
Aubrey Evans.
Craig Votsberger.
Sha Ying Huang.
Christina Perez.
Abril Bences.
Satali Barcenas.
Brittany Vo.
Carol Miramontes.
Destiny Lore.
Riley Bennett.
Alicia Martinez.
Abigail Sandlin.
Andrea Di Francia.
Vanessa Maldonado.
Alexis Jones.
Araceli Silva.
Jacqueline Martinez Baez.
Beatrice Bierks.
Emily Parrish.
Esme Castellanos.
Mariela Hernandez Loya.
Karina Fisher.
Esther Sarpong.
Pabegwende Cabre.
Vanessa Fievre.
David Bayo.
Gabriela Montoya.
Marisol de Luna Martinez.
Grace Patton.
Rachel Gim.
Gloria Mbasi Bomole.
Josefa Marino.
Courtney Voss.
Ariel Park.
Janet Olaleye.
Quinn Stromer.
Manuel Vargas Salas.
Allison Towsley.
Benjamin Weinroth.
Dana Kayat.
Noor Turkmani.
Hui Tran.
John Michael Kevney.
Stephanie Wade.
Leah Aguale.
Melissa Pendergrass.
Erica Yacono.
Nicole Rodriguez.
Juliet Cha.
Kennedy Lancaster.
Alan Valdivieso.
Shayna Rivera.
Ethan Pearson.
Jeremiah Moran Fairchild.
Daniel LaRue.
Matthew Harris.
Casey Larson.
Julia Wernersbach.
Caroline Schenk.
Destiny Murray.
Lee Davis.
Jacqueline Vacara.
Eric Barraza.
Shamir Javed.
Taylor Stacy.
Ashleen Bird.
Jimena Gomez.
Nicholas Michael Warder.
Isabella Bernhardt.
Thomas Smith.
Sabrina Vasquez.
Charity Henson.
Dil Nirola.
Andrew Hookstra.
Stephanie Lara Gonzalez.
Caitlin Latardo.
Madison Ellison.
Elise Nguyen.
Rhea Woodcock.
Daniela Gonzalez Rivera.
Divya Kundals.
Kenny Nguyen.
Tyler Malone.
Paul Satarian.
Jade Ramsey,
Selena Tron,
Reese Kim,
Michelle Din,
Sarah Weller,
Jonathan Tat,
Chelsea Whitley,
Ash Ray,
Olivia Langwell,
Ishmael Anur,
Jerry Tunverde,
Dominic Palisi,
Berenedi Serrano,
Taylor Sorensen,
Jetsabeth Munoz,
Zoha Zaka,
Rachel Tyler,
Mina Esan,
Aaron Latella,
Samrawit Hagos,
Madeline Curzon,
Militi Meliz,
Jordan Negron,
Nicholas Cheever,
Amber Mailer,
Daniel Landgrebe,
George Sanchez,
Bryce Lifeheight,
Leah Hanchett,
Thomas Pullman,
Sultan Alderhim,
Christina Pisarenko,
Dominique Trujillo,
Mark Weiss,
Veronica Sawaged,
Mitchell Melton,
Ashton Toller,
Sharisa Paredes,
Tiffany West,
Juliana Guest,
Tony Rubio,
Jessica Ronquillo,
Francisco Hernandez,
Holly McCloskey,
Timmy No,
Cassidy Johnson,
Amanda Miramontes,
Caleb Stena,
Sarah Alma Fracci,
Carter Baller,
Nicole Nostrosa,
Parker Howe,
Noor Ali Kurdi,
Jalen Chris,
Danette Montes,
Jair Cardenas,
Ian Weigel,
Isaiah Massey,
Cecilia Grimaldo,
Liliana Rodriguez,
Leo Brosart,
Svea Stimler Beckner,
Jet Vu,
Hope Hernandez,
Jonathan Wold,
Jessica Ayala,
Helen Wold,
Weston Taylor,
Mader Feleke,
Freddie Mendoza,
Aiden Prom,
Eileen Bonilla Navarez,
Abigail Chu,
Michaela Hartley,
Gina Kwak,
Ekeblula La,
Brendan Tran,
Dari El Garib,
Kathy Tran,
Dante Narona,
Jaewan Lim,
Josue Estrada Morillo,
Jeffrey Quick,
Stephanie Zavala Quintana,
Matthew Blackman Jr.,
Corey Baker,
Alyssa Pong,
Ivana Valverde,
Gabrielle David,
Charlotte Garrison,
Kendra Lee Garcia,
Angie Tron,
Maya Malievsky,
James Hammond,
Mitchell McConnell,
Isabel Yang,
Courtney Wilson,
Nicholas Wulschlager,
Chelsea Mills,
Jose Cruz.
Carly Schnabel.
Kevin Zielinski.
Molly Kentner.
Stephen McAward.
Garrett Wheeler.
Audrey Kessler.
Daisy Wynn.
Ariane Hubbard.
Graham Molinaro.
Alexia Elson.
Jenna Dodson.
Nicole Seval.
Rebecca Schwiso.
Sandy Vang.
Grace Reuter.
Sharon Johnson.
Bridget Spinney.
Sam Wainwright.
Sarah Sapin.
Cindy Tran.
Jennifer Lofgren.
Jason Combs.
Catherine Campbell.
Andrew Robertson.
Kira Collins.
Samantha Hambleton.
Katrina Silbach.
Mia Lundeen.
Nazik Jamil.
Stephanie Agabo Torres.
Rafaela Darquea Reyes.
Isabel Duarte.
Iriam Yasmin Islas.
Emily Patino.
Dana Ramos.
Natalie Lyon.
Leslie Loya Arias.
Shlok Rathi.
Deja Oros.
Alexia Wright.
Sandra Lagos.
Felicia Abdul Kader Hicks.
Rachel Guerra.
Abigail Shimelis.
Carolee Nava Chavez.
Raul Silva.
Phoebe Agnew Hardy.
Taylor Pankratz.
Karina Avalos.
Vasiliki Riva.
Brittany Davis.
Lennon Jobin.
Nyla Lopez Garcia.
Denise Ocampo.
Jenna Grabowski.
Susanna Garcia Mota.
Noemi Vasquez.
Caden Cargill.
Karina Rodriguez.
Daryl Joshua Caraballo.
Anton Sorokine.
Jessica Alvarado.
Antonio Hauk.
Weston Tierney.
Anusetsen Batara Takt.
Amanda Taylor.
Elizabeth Brown.
Teresa Nguyen.
Culver Benedict.
Haley Mosteller.
Mickey Coleman.
John Fawn.
Madison Gabriel.
Catherine Abe.
David Carlton.
Peter Lay.
Jeanette Pedanic.
Alexander Plonsky.
Skylar Clemenson.
Gamlet Oganisian.
Laura Ortega Cota.
Brandon Staple.
Kate Alvarez Camacho.
Ananya Shah.
Tasneem Hima.
Alea Peggy.
Evelyn Rivera Cabral.
Gina Nguyen.
Allison Jones.
Benin Rama.
Jennifer Maynes.
Brianna Perry.
Annika Besant.
Michael Waltz.
Erica Perez.
Ashley Hatch.
Evan Nolting.
Hua Jing.
Maya Kohler.
Si Yu Lai.
Aaron Myers.
Yue Chien Zhou.
Leo Pravin. Ryan Mudadi.
Yassine Gru.
Brooks Jepson.
Chenwei Gao.
Austin May.
Yabing Yang.
Jennifer Lind.
Han Chi Jin.
Raquel Angelique Ibarra.
Ronka Lee.
Madeline Choi.
Jessica Clare.
Kennedy Green.
Arvind Srinivasan.
Hallie Kirkendall.
Jordan Pete.
Madison Velasquez.
Dakota Walker.
Minnie Darlene Zavala.
Christian Wan.
Treya Dabney.
Alina Meridian.
Donna Denson.
Selena Marie Gonzalez Lamfier.
Karina Orona Gonzalez.
Teresa Kemp.
Sanya Kazi.
Hatman Hassan.
Sarah Alfali.
Hannah Ibro.
Zachary Ashford.
Mayada Arbab.
Paul Redmond.
Arwa Ahmed.
Jenna Tompkinson.
Huda Sharif.
Kira Richards.
Ramsha Ahmad.
Kim Trin.
Tobias Trigotanis.
Tara Altairi.
Taylor Goodman.
Samantha Townsend.
Benjamin Neufeld.
Najad Mohammed.
John Mazzetta.
Michael Bertolino.
Bethany Baker.
Kayla Herdleka.
Daniel Ramirez Sanchez.
Desia Galvan.
Jacqueline Ramirez Chavez. Daniel Carrillo. Ashley Mua. Stephanie Nolt. And Carly Blazer.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Architecture and Planning, Dean Nan Allen presents to you the candidates for Bachelor of Science. Candidates for the baccalaureate degree from the College of Architecture and Planning, please come forward.
Marshall Riley.
Audrey Chance.
Spencer Briggs Hale.
Ivan Lopez Hernandez.
William Bubeck.
Long Vu.
Sofia Bolillo Hernandez.
Leslie Gonzalez Murillo.
Joshua Padilla.
Kathleen Kai.
Yael Remy.
Mivan Barzinji.
Zachary Caderna.
Esteban Arellano.
Luke Malouf.
Trent Torres.
Timothy Cummings.
Kevin Perez Villanueva.
Elena Ortiz.
Ileana Ramirez.
Julie Zahner.
Emmanuel Skilianin.
Kayla Urenda.
Nathan Mancini,
Taylor Rose,
Malak Madhoun,
Danielle Snyder,
Benjamin Pitney,
Miral Alalcom,
Joel Aguinaldo,
Gizem Tekin,
Devin Root,
Madeline Fulmer,
Christian Gomez,
Dan Javira,
Natasha Zimmerman,
Mashal Salah,
Broby Leeds,
Elijah Ortegan, Jeremy Goldman, Mohammed Zaina, and Joshua McGinsky.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the School of Public Affairs, Dean Paul Teskey presents to you the candidates for Bachelor of Arts. Candidates for the baccalaureate degree in the School of Public Affairs, please come forward.
Ariana Nguyen,
David Holguin,
Alexandria Herndon,
Claudia Bustillos,
Isaiah Montano,
Tatiana Lamans,
Hannah Borrego,
Liza Castillo,
Jillian Hunt,
Kayla Andre,
Jamie Doyle,
Jesse Susi,
Melissa Apodaca Gonzalez,
Jacob Torres,
Abigail Vitello,
Charlotte Arnett,
Cesar Mendrano,
Michaela Watson,
Kimberly Gutierrez,
Chloe Frizee,
Alexis Nakabayashi,
Cindy Duhong,
Skylar Barker,
Ladia Tu,
Shar Bryn,
Brandon William Dahl,
Ron Baltz,
Brianna Garay Gonzalez, Isabella Novakoski, Salar Bhavanpur, Cassidy Subert, Luis Amaya, Manuel Chavez, Yatsiri Gonzalez, Sam Stoltz, Ashley Sandvig, Jose Reina, Shannon Chelsea Rodriguez, Nergis Rahim Swadi, Caitlin Segrin, and Julie Peternell.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the School of Education and Human Development, co-interim deans Scott Bauer and Barbara Seidel present to you the candidates for Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science. Candidates for the baccalaureate degrees in the School of Education and Human Development, please come forward.
Shua Jiang,
Samantha Tinoco,
Sarah Fritchie,
Rory Porras,
Kira Badberg,
Christopher Botruba,
Eleanor Rose,
Alexis Weiss Vigil,
Mauricio Dominguez Osorio,
Claire Hammock,
Rosa Isabel Flamenco Lopez,
Peyton Arellano,
Soledad Montesino Alarcon,
Ruby Navarro Flores,
Myra Zacaro Morales,
Victoria Salazar.
Ashley Nayeli Gonzalez.
Zachary Lees.
Diana Isabel Dominguez.
Devin Lopeman.
Pa Ki Tu.
Blanca Hernandez.
Ivy Martinez.
Yasmin Luevano.
Amber Silver.
Sachiko Sakurai.
Claire Kelly. Anna Roth. Caitlin Beckman. Catalina Vega. Luis Vega.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the business school, Dean Scott Dawson presents to you the candidates for Bachelor of Science. Candidates for baccalaureate degree from the business school, please come forward.
Isabel Barrios.
Youssef Safidin.
Jennifer Scott.
Sajal Butri.
Kayla Sillinger.
Sam Huang.
Katie Beck.
David Bowie.
Rachel Bales.
Detlin Snow.
Charlotte Kloska.
Christina Chong.
Madeline Belcher.
Caitlin Clausen.
Lindsay Reed.
Nabil Pejman.
Pierce Haltom.
Mauricio Valle Vargas.
Annabelle Elizalde.
Fatima Cruz Ruiz.
Johnny Abrego.
Honey Zin.
Tyler Anderson.
Giselle Barrios Luna.
Tariq Awad.
Loy Nguyen.
Marifer Martinez.
Jessica Briseño.
Maxim Valchuk.
Justina Kukau Kingdale.
Carl Powell.
Justin Morales.
Anaya Chacon.
Faisal Shahid.
Tao Tron.
Ariane Sayed.
Roland He.
Cassie Williamson.
Heather Black.
Cassie. Paige Wall.
Megan McClenny.
Matthew Duffy.
Alexander Kempovitz.
Anthony Salas.
Mo Zaharako Weissman.
Veronica Rivera.
Felipe Aguirre.
Jasmine Nguyen.
Taylor West.
Min Ngo.
Vincent Guagenti.
Austin Yang.
George Paxton.
Jocelyn Reynoso.
Jesse Tizan.
Uyen Fan.
John Josephson.
Roland Wu.
Grant Haynes.
Devin Menaka.
Daya Al-Abdullah.
Antonio Martinez.
Yaqub Al-Dosari.
Amy Vu.
Piper Thompson.
Lupe Guevara.
Martin Sai.
Gina Kuo.
Stephen Kahn.
Diadem Porzio.
Ashley Medina.
Kakada Chev,
Alexia Melik,
Omar Payan Bonilla,
Jamie Kim,
Tasfia Jamil,
Kaylee Stevens,
Fasil Usalayiki,
Brianna Spence,
Hassan Al-Nemer,
Ngan Nguyen,
Alexa Dominguez,
Tao Pham,
Petita Bonjongwit,
Wendy Robles,
Tenzing Sherpa,
Zuleika Mohammed,
Austin Plaguey,
Jessica Vasquez Ramirez,
Hasib Imran,
Siwan Jia,
Kyle Larson,
Tram Vo,
Dominic Mulan,
Austin Conley,
Zachary Triplett,
Sibel Richardson,
Tyler Wah,
Catalina Limas,
Mariah Stetler,
Lamberto Robles Cardenas,
Aaron Clark,
Malia Shah,
Mason Paris Bacon,
Anna Rigi,
Gemma Fortune,
Ryan O'Connor,
Sravani Katamneyi, Neni,
Melanie Schaefer,
Natalie Diaz Ortega,
Pamela Hogu,
Scott Fahn,
Adrina Martinez,
Hugo Vantavir,
Ali Mandrano Torres,
Cybran Brackman,
Iris Colazo,
Haley McKay,
Randy Benjamin Weber,
Donnelly Hampton,
Andre Taylor,
Mackenzie McCollum,
Clayton Conover,
Natalie Husted,
Jacob Kirk,
Joshua Pellon,
Cindy Lee,
Sienna Page,
Daniel Chimeng Tao,
Mayra Hinojos,
Griffin Hansen,
Yosdi Hinojos,
Julia Ford,
Raya Zahir Tukan,
Christina Huan,
Ben Paternostro,
John Klosterman,
Hussein Idris Hussein Wadi,
Tamara Sawajid,
Mohammed Hamza Chowdhury,
Mihan Do,
Abdulaziz Abdul Nasser Hima,
Keegan Angeles,
Yoon Lee,
Oscar Frary,
Justin Avila,
Matthew Uribe,
Andrew Puzanov,
Hokong Eric Tsai,
James Giglio,
Carlos De La Torre,
Adrian Putman,
Benjamin Cavanis,
Christopher Schumacher,
Dana Alamtamwa,
Keolani Smithy,
Anna Hansfarova,
Lily Doe,
Catherine Garner,
Kimberly Morizono,
Taylor Cavillage,
Edith Hernandez,
Jared Vincent Silva de Rita,
Jennifer Yang, Nasser Abdullah Aloardi, Ibrahim Malala, Hussein Al-Qudhari, Leslie Toledano, Rebecca Lee, Desiree Ewings. Cameron McAnally. And Jenna Amon.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Arts and Media, Dean Lawrence Captain presents to you the candidates for Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, and Bachelor of Science. Candidates for baccalaureate degrees from the College of Arts and Media, please come forward.
Manuel Mora,
Leah Admasu.
Nathan Smith,
Aaron Caden.
Seth Wiggs,
Lucas Barba.
Griff Kelly,
Giselle Garcia Cisneros.
Christina Salazar,
Bryn Crockett.
Mason Nold,
Ryan Lavalley.
Russell Spence,
Stevenson Sakalian.
John Hunt,
Ian Campbell.
Joseph Ruben Quinto,
Carson Miller.
Kaylee Higashi,
Sean Bosley.
Hannah Masick,
Thomas Stephan.
Madison Bradfield,
Tiare Vinotti.
Shayna Mason,
Kaylee Lassett.
Tyler Wild,
Hannah Oden.
Cameron Castro,
Olivia Herring.
Keelan McDormand,
Colin Obland.
Weston Wilkins,
Andrew Denike.
Rainey Smith,
Lindsay Reister.
Eric Hastings,
Keenan Milan.
Ethan Eckerd,
Noah Kentworth.
Jacob Monroe,
Timothy Wilgus.
Jared Luer,
Troy Bowen.
Marco Antonio Ortiz Jr.,
Shunhee Chongtua.
Ryan Duncan,
Danielle Rubenstein.
William Stump,
Molly Bosham.
Akello Stallings,
Gray Kep.
Patrick Booth,
Issa Watson.
Elena Nelson,
Angelica Hayes.
Morgan Argenbright,
Milton Lopez Montes.
Cameron Hodge,
Jose Molina Rodriguez.
Martina Lise Hickman,
Austin Byer.
Leif Oberholzer,
Grant Wells.
Emma Peterson,
Caitlin Kostelnick.
Catherine Yeager,
Emily Warner.
Samantha Pease,
Margaret Jones.
Michaela Medden,
Satu Gillespie.
Brennan McLaren,
Madeline McCullough.
Jake Kaczynski,
Madeline Rumbach.
Victoria Apodaca,
Claudia Valenzuela.
Alec Doniger,
Elise Jones.
Alicia Way,
Maria Maddox.
Aaron Flood,
Seth Duran.
Lauren Tilton,
Jerome Lucero.
Ryan Milan,
Chung Cho.
Cheyenne Gonzalez,
Matt Park.
Emily McKinney.
Christopher Probst.
Shantisha Bailey.
Ashley Vaughn.
Wanda Wagle.
Savannah Trujillo Puelma.
Audrey Waddell.
Brad Stowell.
Whitney Tron.
Rebecca Jimenez.
Daniel Lee.
Hunter Thompson.
Nicholas Diamond.
Ethan Lean. Harrison Brown. Amadeus Bennett. Michaela O'Malley. Brittany Cook. Joshua Stever. Alexander Kimos. Ellie Grafman. Kaya Brogdon. Santiago Jimenez Gonzalez. Chase Taylor. David Wallace. Kevin Stallsworth. Alex Stallsworth. Brianna Fowler. And Charles Montgomery.
And now, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Engineering, Design and Computing, Dean Martin Dunn presents to you the candidates for Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science. Candidates for the baccalaureate degree in the College of Engineering, Design and Computing, please come forward.
Jackson Winterroad.
Abril Ramirez.
Mason Turner.
Aria Lynn Saunders.
Vivian Nguyen.
Marta Magdalena Olivas Loera.
Abdullah Ali.
Nasim Farazad.
Fawaz Al Khalifa.
Brenda Armendaris.
Ali Raed Hussein.
Arib Khan.
Mashari Al Oda.
Gabriela Ortiz.
Abdulaziz Al Raba.
Michael Millan.
Abdul Wahab Al Awadi.
Fatima Abdul Monaim.
Dax Valdez Jr.
Dina Saraji.
Artsiam Sakrahad.
Tala Obeid.
Elias Dagar.
Kayla Weber.
David Darling.
Cameron Ortiz.
Ann Vo.
Julian Pena.
Andre Lee.
Carl Larson.
Thomas Johnson.
Victoria Miller.
Nicholas Javrid.
Elizabeth Korthals.
Drake Langer.
Anthony DiSaverio.
Ann Nguyen.
Theophilus Amawako.
Sai Pomeroth.
Timothy Pyle.
Tushinzaya Inkbold.
Omar Al-Hamaidi.
Jessica Lung.
Ahmad Al-Obeid.
Andres Dera Sanchez.
Abdul Rahman Al-Bahar.
Michael Nguyen.
Yusuf Muhammad Al-Bashir.
Carla Baram Vences.
Salah Siddiqui.
Zachary Bowers.
Jordan Corey.
Christopher Villanueva.
Derek Gunnels.
Alexander Verkest.
Michael Evanson.
Tamila Husnetinova.
Tanner Rosen.
Monira Alwadni.
Curtis Plackey.
Fazia Almuteri.
Isa Khalid Al-Darwish.
Ashton Martinez.
Nasar Ahmed Al-Naimi.
Don Chu.
Khalifa Al-Mohanadi.
Matthew Wynn.
Diyab Mohammed Al-Alajmi.
Hamza Qureshi.
Benjamin Weiler.
Andres Dikoshaya.
Lauren Gallus.
Eric Slick.
Andy Wynn.
Peter Michael Marcus Mansbacher.
Austin Reyes.
MacGyver Dunham.
Tu Pham.
Dennis Mills.
Christopher Taylor.
Sheldon Slater.
Brandon Yarberry.
Cesar Ramirez.
Yaya Haidara.
Caitlin Nugent.
Hazabul Islam.
Jacqueline Tron.
Afu Vu.
Jonathan Fletcher.
Julian Ornelas.
Joseph Leslie.
Elizabeth Ayakika.
Kendra Cable.
Tiffany Nguyen.
Ike Sano.
Alvaro Herrera.
Joseph Anderson.
Juan Tapia Alamillo.
Pierce Hopkins.
Oscar Nurmat.
Ryan Chen.
Elijah Payne.
Finn Lee.
Angel Sanchez.
Ham Thar.
Jesus Peña Chavez.
Kenny Dang.
Eric Toland.
Jeffrey Henning.
Adam Phillips.
Taylor Kohler.
Keith Contoys.
Hani Aziz.
Carl Svitak.
Haitham Mansour.
Joshua Decker.
Guillermo Mendez.
Pamela Galvez.
Ryan Buxton.
Ahmed Saavedra.
Andre DiPortillo.
Luke Schwab.
Aman Tawolde.
Keely Elliott.
Nawal Obed.
Kristen Sloan II.
Anissa Filfil.
Suva Gatam.
Daniil Arushanov.
Abdulaziz Alamar.
Hugh Nguyen.
Faisal Bin Rabah.
Preston Bramley.
Razan Al-Wazan.
Isabella Gomez.
Naomi Tesfaye.
Kyle Redman.
Yi-Chan Kim.
Joseph Gedney will be presented his diploma by his father, Dr. Stephen Gedney, a professor and chair in the College of Engineering, Design, and Computing.
Dante Slayo.
Austin Smith.
Justin Redding.
John Cuthbertson.
Larry Reed Jr.
Andrew Waterhouse.
Nathan Smith.
Michael Roseberry.
Esther Palacios Herzog.
Joseph Williams.
Sarah Almejren.
Ethan Tubbs.
Michael Henderson.
Fitzembadasa. Buzayu Yitbarek. Julian Gardner. Nestor Rodriguez. Mahdi Abdullah. Hendrik Lopez Beltran. Hussein Abbas Saleh. And Mahmoud Al-Somali.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the University of Colorado, Denver, and by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon each of these candidates their respective baccalaureate degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereof. Congratulations, graduates! Woo-hoo! It is tradition at this ceremony to read the charge that the late University of Colorado president, George Norlin, addressed to the graduating class of 1935. Dr. Norlin was a professor of Greek at CU from 1899 to 1942, and for 23 of these years, he served as president of the university. And the library he helped plan at that time now bears his name. And while at CU, President Norlin was a champion of democracy and human equality during a time of serious threats to those principles across the nation and the world. In 1924, the governor of Colorado repeatedly took daily orders from the KKK, which controlled the legislature. And one of those orders was that the President Norlin was to rid the faculty of all Catholics and Jews. Norlin refused, and the university received limited funding that year. In the 1930s, President Norlin was an early and vocal critic of Hitler's Nazi regime. He devoted his career to two great causes, the life of the mind and the love of this university. And his devotion is heard in the 1935 charge, which closes all CU graduations, and will be given to you today by Regent Jack Kroll. Graduates, would you all please rise?
Graduates, you are now certified to the world at large as alumni of the university. She is your kindly mother, and you her cherished sons and daughters. This exercise denotes not your severance from her, but your union with her. Commencement does not mean, as many wrongly think, the breaking of ties and the beginning of a life apart. Rather, it marks your initiation in the fullest sense into the fellowship of the university, as bearers of her torch, as centers of her influence, as promoters of her spirit. The university is not the campus, not the buildings on the campus, not the faculties, not the murals, not the students of any one time. Not one of these or all of them. The university consists of all who come into her and go forth from her halls, who are touched by her influence and who carry on her spirit. Wherever you go, there the university goes. Wherever you are at work, there is the university at work. What the university purposes to be, what it must always strive to be, is represented on its seal, which is stamped on your diplomas. A lamp in the hands of youth. If its light shines not in you and from you, how great is its darkness? But if it shines in you today and in the thousands who came before you, who can measure its power? With hope and faith, I welcome you into the fellowship. I bid you farewell only in the sense that I pray you may fare well. You go forth, but not from us. We remain, but not severed from you. God go with you and be with you and us. Congratulations, graduates.
Thank you so much, Regent Kroll. Graduates, you may be seated. Few of us reach the type of achievements that we celebrate today without the support of family and friends, and I'm sure each graduate would agree that they could not have come this far without the love, assistance, and in many cases, the sacrifices of these very special people. So I'd like to ask graduates to stand one more time, face your guests, and show your appreciation for all they've done to bring you to this day. Okay, graduates, stay standing. Now it's time for the simple but satisfying tradition. Undergraduates, you may now move your tassels from the right side to the left side of your mortarboard, signifying the completion of your studies. To all of our undergraduates, as well as our master's students and doctoral degree recipients, our heartiest congratulations on your achievements. Welcome to the ranks of CU Denver alumni. And this concludes our program. And so if the audience could please remain in your seats as the platform party and our graduates march out to the rousing good music of the Claim Jumpers. Thank you so much for being with us today. Congratulations.
Please remain in your seats and keep the aisles clear until all of the graduates have exited the field. And keep the aisles clear until all graduates have exited the field.
shoulder as we creep across the sand, so I may keep this memory of our caravan. This is so exciting. You are so inviting, resting in my arms as I thrill to the magic charms of you. Beside me beneath the blue, my dream of love is coming true within our desert caravan. Stars above that shine so bright, the mystery of that fading light that shines upon our caravan. Sleep upon my shoulder as we creep across the sand, so I may keep this memory of our caravan. My dream of love is coming true within our desert caravan. Within our desert caravan. Within our desert caravan.